I don't know. I think we're going live here. We're going to give the BRS Tour. Some of you maybe have seen a little bit inside here. Here's Randy. I mean, he's going to tell me whether or not this is actually working. How do you flip it around, man? Oh, there it is. There it is. Randy, he taught me how to do this. So if I go wrong, then, you know, it's all his fault.
I mean, he does this stuff without warning. So
I mean, we just did it like willy-nilly. Can everybody hear me and stuff? I can't see comments or anything. So let's see here. All right. Will it be? Oh, dude, look at that. Picture in picture.
Oh, I can hear you.
All right, dude, we're going to tour. So here we go. So, bam. There we go. All right. So everybody who has been watching, man, you know, bulk resupply, you know that we do all kinds of fun videos here. You know, we sell stuff. But like many of you probably haven't even seen the facility or, you know what we're doing. Oh, it's cold here. It's Minnesota, by the way. So they can see all the leaves are gone. I just thought I'd start this guy off here. Maybe we start off outside. You just kind of see like the building that we're in, you know, and see how cold it is. Holy cow, man. All right. So that's our big sign. You know, our facility goes from here, you know, all the way down, way down there. It's pretty big. So you're going to see everything that we do here. For those of you who don't know, we moved in here I guess it was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, my bad. All right, I got to come back in. All right, I went outside the Wi-Fi zone. All right, are we doing better now? Is it going good?
Yeah, we're good now.
All right, I went outside the Wi-Fi zone. Sorry, I guess I just thought I could go where I wanted. All right, so for those of you who don't know, we moved into this facility about 4 years ago. Before that, it was about 12,000 feet with 12-foot ceilings. Now, I don't know, we're looking at like, it was 36,000 feet and 24-foot ceilings. We just pushed on a wall, now 72,000 feet. So we just walked in here. Let me show you what's going on here. There is our lobby here. You can come pick stuff up. It's not really a retail facility, but you know, if you want to pick up your order, you're welcome to do that. And you know, you can see that we walked right in. And one of the first things you'll see is that XXL 750. This is gonna be our lobby tank. So you know, I know a lot of you guys are probably watching that thing, you know, seeing what's going on. We got like everything going on in here. We have our MP40s and 60s and our skimmer, and we got all the export bricks and the roller mat going on down in there. Yep. And what else we got here? Oh, and we have stole the calcium reactor out there for yesterday's video, but it's gonna go back in. I promise. All right. So I'm just gonna keep giving a tour around the whole place, man. We're just gonna walk around. We'll see the whole thing. Oh, there he is. There's my business partner, Andrew. You probably never get to see him. You know, actually, you can see him right here. This is when we started. Look how bad it aged him. It's terrible. What you guys done to him is so terrible. Actually, this is a good one. So we have you know, the original crew here. This is what we call the Mendelson years, up to 2013, and that was the old facility. This is our YouTube medallion where we got 100,000 subscribers. So thank you all of YouTube. This is 2016. All the people that are here again. You know, that's my myself and Andrew, and I was eating too many cookies there. You can tell for sure. All right, so. Then we're gonna walk into my office here. So this is my office, and you know what? I brought this cool little polyp lab lens, so you can look at tanks. We can kind of look at them in style. So, you know, you can see this is one of those ULM tanks that you know you see around, and we've been talking about. This tank had just a couple of, I don't know, quite a few fracs, but you know, you can see that it's just grown into itself, and you know, just overwhelmed with zoanthids. Growth is going to be a problem pretty soon. This tank. Automatic water changes and 5 milliliters of that all for Reef a day. That's it, done. And just requires like no effort at all. This is going to be the XXL 750 that you're going to see. Right now it has that hybrid thing on the top, and we're going to change that over to probably the Orphic because everybody voted for that guy. And this is the LPS ULM that's in my office. And you know what? We'll put the lens back on again for you so you can see a little bit better. And you know, you can see we just added all kinds of new corals to this tank. So, you know, it's going to be super duper duper awesome once they all grow in. So big thanks to the guys over at Worldwide Corals. And you know, it's kind of little features of my office is you get to have you know, lighting for video built into the ceiling, because that's what we do here. You know, that's where I do all my work. These are all my nerdy books. You know, the most nerdy is probably the reverse osmosis stuff. You know, I gotta give a big props to these guys. This is probably the first book I ever read with Julian Sprung and Charles. That was probably the most interesting book I ever read in the really beginning of reefing. Really helped me get understanding of the equipment and why we use it. Traction, for those of you who don't know, that's what we run our business on. So, you know, it's called EOS. You can go check that out if you're interested. All right, tour begins. So after that, we're just going to walk around, just keep seeing stuff here. That's our empty conference room. You know, we do conference room stuff in there. And of course, we have the lunchroom in here. You know, foosball. It's not being used at the moment, but that thing is like in 24/7 use. Always playing foosball here. The snake shot is the favorite of the bunch. So everybody around here is always really into just kind of having fun. So you got to take a break, play some foosball. I mean, that's what you got to do. Entered the, oh, shoot. There we go. We just entered the warehouse here. And you can see the core values and the BRS ways up in the ceiling. We just try to make sure that we stay true to it. And here, you know, we talk about water stations. Not the prettiest thing here because we're jamming, you know, but this one here feeds all of the auto water changes for like 8 different tanks.
You're lagging, but I think it might be because of the Wi-Fi connection.
Oh.
You have the Wi-Fi shut off. Stay in
No.
Wait, are you on something special?
Somebody tried to call me. Oh,
are we back now?
I don't know. Are we back?
There's still people on there. Let me.
Yeah.
I'll take a look on my computer while you wait.
Well, I'm doing this on my phone, by the way. So somebody tried to call me there, messed it all up. All right. So, well, I mean, I'm gonna go back in that warehouse. We're good. All right, we're gonna go back in the warehouse. So don't try to call me anymore, peoples. Whoever called me, screwing up the live. All right. So we got dry ice in there. That's for all of those overnight food orders. You know, you can see here the warehouse, man, it goes up and up and up and up all over the place. So, all right. All right. So we're walking around. We used to take photos over here, but you got the water going on. And then here, man, you can see this place just gets super deep. We're going to go down. Over here, all the guys are packaging all of the bulbs and pipe and stuff. I mean, that's one of the bigger pains in the butt here is actually, packaging up all those tubes. And, for us, we want to make sure those bulbs arrive safe. So, they're not packed all willy-nilly. They're in these super hard cardboard tubes, and just got mountains of them here. So you just want to make sure your T5 bulbs arrive safe. And, all right, I got to make sure I get around the forklift safe. All right, we're going to walk over in here. This used to be the rock room, and it was like floor to ceiling, rock and whatnot. But, after Fiji decided to stop exporting rock, we just really didn't need the room, all that space. So there's still some rock in here, but just not quite as much. So we, get to repurpose space and whatnot. And, the warehouse always changing. But we wanted to make sure the rock was in there, keep all the dust and stuff out of everything. All right. So I just keep walking. This is receiving over here. I mean, I'm just going to keep going by because I'm sure you get a little bored with all the warehouse. But receiving over here is usually just full, but I can't believe how they cleared it out. And there's just cardboard boxes in there right now. But, for the sale, we need to get everything onto the shelves. So we want to make sure that all the stuff's available to be picked. And, I'll give you a cool little shoots here. So all the little guys are picked out of these little teeny bins here, things that aren't picked up that often. And then back here, we load actually all the stuff from the back. So it's kind of first in, first out. You're never getting old stuff here. So, we'll put this Kimura doser in the back. They pick from the other side, and we'll just keep loading it from the back to make sure that, everything is as new as possible. All right. And let's see here. So I'll give you a little hint on how we pick stuff here. So they down here is just a starting order for some of the orders. They go ahead and label the box codes and whatnot, put the orders in there, and then we pick off the line here. So this is like probably the primary line where most of the stuff is being picked out of. You got little lasers and stuff on your hand. Make sure you pick the right thing. Make sure you get accurate. All the stuff on the side. Now we used to pick off these little barcodes here, but now we're using the UPCs in the product to make sure that it is the most accurate. You can see way down there's a board on the wall. Has all of our stats for the day that we don't, accuracy, making sure the best we possibly can. And, same thing down here. Again, this warehouse, 1,000 feet, if you can imagine, it was like, 1/6 of the size that it is today, just 5 years ago. So you guys, all your support and what we're doing here, it's really helped us grow, helped us fund all kinds of new fun stuff, giveaways, helping us fund, doing all the BRStv investigates. That's the room we'll get to. The room is in flux, so when you see it, it's going to be pretty ugly. But let's see here. All right, so over here, you can see a lot of just rows and rows and rows of big overstock stuff. You get a bit of sump or whatnot. They're not going to pick that out of those little aisles. So here, your pillows and, you got all of your auto taping machines and, down here. We got our audit stations. So there's like, down here, making sure all the orders are right. So lasers are, but 1 in 100 or so, and Ask BRStv. So he's going to be a hashtag Ask BRStv answering all your questions. When we picked from the customer service to do that, the manager there said, whatever you do, don't take Adam. And so that's, of course, what we did. So he's the best. So say hi, Adam, everybody. That's going to be super fun. So they're making sure your orders are accurate over there. Oh, there's Steve. Steve over here. Steve came in here and we had 10% out of stocks, which meant 1%. 1 out of 10 items were out of here. Now, what is it, Steve? 1.9. Man, that means 98% of the stuff here is in stock. So thank you, Steve. He's done a really awesome job. Super fun. All right. So, the line's kind of going down through the middle of the warehouse. There used to be a wall right here. And so we tore down that wall maybe a month ago. So, it's going to be really neat to see how we, change the whole place over and rebuild a whole brand new line for a new world. These days like Black Friday, like today, really kind of push the limits on what we do and expose, all the challenges so we can rebuild for the next year. And let's see if I can show it here. This is your guys' orders going out today. Down in there is the all the orders packed to the ceiling. So that's kind of fun. All right, let's see here. All right, so this is a brand new area. You wouldn't believe this, but a month ago, this was empty. Like there was nothing here. I mean, you'd never know. It looked like we've been working in here for many months. All of this stuff is full. One of the cool things is you can see actually down here. See that little line down there in the ground? They drilled that out, and there's a little laser or a wire in the ground that the forklifts actually follow perfectly. So they call this ultra narrow aisle. So the forklift can follow that down and then pick stuff right out of there without ever having to crash anything. Saves a ton of space. You can see that we obviously need the space. There's just so much stuff in here. We got so many different items, man, like being stocked in here. So just keep walking around. Again, you can see all of the pick line and everybody. Sang, my man here, Sang is probably the best accuracy picker here. I got to tell you, it's super hard. They made me do this last year, and making sure that every last line item on every order is perfect is super duper hard, man. Looking at quantities, looking at things that look the same, a tune 60/50, a 60/45, what's the difference? It's super hard to pay attention all the time and, really make sure that those things are going out. But I tell these guys, you're making a difference to people's lives. I mean, if I get my equipment on Friday, means I get to install this stuff on the weekends. Fun project for me. I've been looking forward to it. And if I don't, man, I let people down. So, super important that that stuff is accurate. And let's see here. If I flip it around. So this is even more storage. You can see a lot of the bins, and a lot of that is like RO canisters. I mean, you can see we bring in just container loads of RO canisters because we build this stuff here and manufacture it ourselves. So it's super important. Everything, you're just gonna see tanks like all over the place. So this is like a pile of RMA stuff, and they're gonna do an open box and whatnot over there. And I think they pulled everybody off. But again, like RO canisters coming out of everywhere. And they're building RO stuff all day long over here. Right now, I think everybody's all hands on deck on shipping stuff. So, let's flip it around. All right. So they're all hands on deck shipping stuff. So nobody's building RO systems at the moment. I mean, the orders are coming in so fast. It's hard to imagine all of you guys' support. So, super awesome. So support here, this is a big one. We're going to walk into the new studio. Forgive all the stuff that's on the ground. It is in a state of flux. We're going to build it out. So here it goes. Here's one of the new studios. So this is, you can hear a little echo in here, man, because I mean, we had to go in and put all kinds of soundproofing blankets and panels and stuff on the wall over here. And there's a water station over here, another one, making sure we have enough water. And then you can kind of see here, this is the beginning. So thank you, Red Sea. Thank you, Ecotech. Thank you, Neptune, for helping with this. And you can see here, we're building all of these E170s. These are going to be the experiment tanks. We're going to have a whole bunch of them on the other side of the room as well. And these two, they're in the middle of cycling, so forgive all the algae on them. But these are going to be those two tanks where one of them is going to be a reef tank of high alkalinity and magnesium, calcium. The other one will be low. And we'll just watch how the same frag, we made an attempt to kind of make a similar aquascape in each one. And we'll just see, at elevated levels, how much higher do we get, or how much more growth? What is it? Not in weights and nonsense like that, but how does it actually look in a tank when we're all done? Does it grow faster in a meaningful way? We have a frag system over here. Vertex helped us make that. So that one has frags in it, and the other side of it is actual aquariums kind of looped into it. And then Vertex actually helped us out with all of these frag tanks too. So these are designed to be A/B systems, A/B test systems where I can test one thing over here, one thing over here that kept completely separate. Vertex really gets me and understands what I want to do, and they're helping us build that all out. There's Aaron over here. Aaron does it all. Everything that you see, all the data that you see, is because Aaron collected it. Aaron, by the way, is the other owner, Andrew's brother, and what I call my best friend. So he has really been a lot to this business. This guy in past years did the warehouse, and he made sure all of your orders on Black Friday went out. So he used to be our warehouse manager prior. And to the point that this guy has been spotted here sleeping in the peanuts overnight because he's so exhausted at 3 a.m. trying to get orders out. They just had to take a break so he could go back out at 6 a.m. and just keep doing it. So, hey, Aaron, man, Aaron doesn't get enough props around here, but he should, man. He's really the reason why everything got out of here, as it needed to in the beginning. And now he's the reason that you get all this fun data. You're going to see 8 million PAR points on the Kessel lights pretty soon. It wasn't me that did it. It was Aaron. Aaron went out and got all that stuff for you. I get to use that data and collect it and write it into a story. But the only reason that can even be done is because there's so many people working on this, trying to get that out, ever on a weekly basis in kind of high velocity. All right. So that is the room. Trust me, you're going to see this in 6 months. You're going to be blown away. It's going to be filled with so much stuff, so much science, and just learning so many different things about it. All right. I mean, we just keep going. All right. This is a financer. So this is Bob here. Bob is, an amazing man, and she helps me give away money. So, without Bob, there'd be no ability to give out money. Normally, he scolds me, but, we just do what we can. So this is the finance wing over here. it'd be my preference if we actually move the finance wing over there because they get a little bit more incorporated into our group because it's kind of isolated over here. But Bob, hey, yeah, move it on down. Come on down. Come on down over here. Well, not this moment. Move your studio down. All right. So, oh man, so much stuff. All right. This is a little kitchen area that we don't use yet. I don't know. There you go. All right. So the video team, man, has special needs because we are trying to listen to video and we're trying to edit without all the nonsense that's going on in the world. And so this room right here, this one is a pretty big, decent sized office. So I think you're going to see Carlos, one of our editors. You're going to see Randy. You're going to see, well, actually, Randy's going to have his own office, but you're going to see Aaron in here and a couple other people. So this will be the video office in just a minute. Over here, another conference room. This one's kind of fun. All right, so we're getting into the this one's Randy's office. So I gave Randy over here my SPS ULM. So make sure he does something nice with it. He's gonna make it look nice someday. All right. This is where we hoard all of the goodies, apparently. So all the chips and all of the soda and whatnot. All right. All right, I saw a couple of people in here. They were wondering if we're hiring. This is Ann over here. Ann does all the hiring. So if you want to get a job here, what do? They go to Bulk Reef Supply, /careers. All right. To find all our openings. So if you can't hear that, it's Bulk Reef Supply, /careers. You find all the openings there. If you ever want to work here, I would like to say that I think it's a pretty good place. So over here is this is going to be some customer service cubes here. You can see they're pretty spacious. We're not using them yet, but like at some point. So we want to make sure the customer service has enough room to do their job, and it's relatively quiet in here so you can hear what they're talking about. Jen, this is our customer service manager. She's smarter than the rest of us. She's always standing while she works. She found her sitting the other day. I was surprised. So yeah, man, keeping it real. All right, here's the big deal. We're gonna see the 160 here. So I mean, here's the deal. Got to promise to me that you're gonna give us a little leeway because it looks good on camera, but in real life, man, we're jamming here. So there's all kinds of stuff all over. So this is more water stations. We're talking about there's RO systems here, storage over there. We got a frag system here. All right. So we got a frag system in here. We're growing some frags. A lot of this stuff just for customer service so that they can, have corals for their tanks and whatnot. WWC is always giving us corals. Over here, we got a system. They're going to set up this 170 here just to test skimmers and stuff on. This is specific for Zach for new products. So new products, Zach, we don't just bring in random old things. Like Zach will plug them into a system, and I stole that big white one from him, so that's why he's going to get this one. He plugs them into a system and sees how they actually work before we choose to bring them in. So super fun to be able to test things and know in our heart of hearts that, hey, I would use that thing. So, now I can sell it to other people. Without doing that, we just don't want to sell it. Once in a while, we got some good people that really do really awesome things that, we can just bring it in because everything they do is gold. But, other things, man, I want to make sure it works, And then here, let's see here. How do I flip this around? They're here. Chad is actually building us a quarantine system, for the fish. He's going to use that on the fish for the XXL 170. And, here's where we're going live. I mean, you can look at this crazy mess of wires. So we're going live, and here's the 170, BRS 160. You can see we got timers and stuff going on. There's computers going on all over the place, different cameras and stuff. And for Randy and I, this is kind of like what it looks like for us. We're sitting here going live, and we'll go ahead and talk to YouTube here, and then we'll talk to Facebook down there, looking over the comments. And you know what, man, we're just having a fun conversation with everybody. And for those of you that don't know me, this is like 2 hours we've been sitting here, but I just can't stop it. I just like talking to people, and it's super fun to talk reefing and answer questions and really challenge what we know. So for me, it's just super duper fun to sit here and do all that live stuff and really get to the heart of what's going on. When you ask me a question, like I joke with all of my friends and family and the coworkers and whatnot. If you ask me a question, like it's incapable. I'm just incapable of not saying how it is. So like if you ask me, man, I really want to think about it and share with you guys how I really feel about that thing. And I don't know. I just can't help but tell you that what's really on my mind. I think it's an issue. It's too real. So for those of you who don't know, I'm sure everybody knows. This is a BR160 here. I'll take off the stuff that we're sitting here, put on that little Polyp Lab lens so you can see a little bit better. And bam. So this tank's been doing pretty good. Forgive all the other glare and whatever and the light. And hey, good luck at that. The cyano. So if you have cyano, man, we do too. Sometimes, sometimes it just kind of ebbs and flows, and so don't have to feel bad. It's just real, All tanks kind of ebb and flow with different things. And, we are doing pretty good with this tank. Pretty happy with it, doing awesome. For those of you who don't know, that's Fang and Sir Chomps a lot. Those two fish actually have been with us since we were in my basement. And, when we were in my basement doing the very, very first how to start a saltwater aquarium series, with Reed and whatever, those are the two fish. Believe it or not, I got them at Petco because we were in a big hurry and they survived. And, it was, those guys are mean though. Look, man, this is why it's fangs are sure chomps like, ow, ah, man, you're mean. Yeah. So anyway, they're so mean that you can actually scoop them out pretty easy. However, the Anthias here, very, very friendly. So awesome, man, awesome. So this is over here where Randy does all of his magic. And, this one actually looks clean because that's the way Randy's mind is clean, whereas mine is totally chaotic. All right. So, boom, filter off. And now you can see this is where Randy shoots all of his stuff. There's usually a bench or something over there. And, Randy can, share. He's doing a lot of spotlights. So how to use a product, how to, what's not just in the box of bullet points, man, but how do I actually apply knowledge to produce results with that thing? And then he's doing the BRStv stuff, just working out different things. So this BRStv thing seems to be, pretty hot. So we're going to keep going with that, just kind of ask questions that people ask rather than trying to guess what you want. Just go ahead and answer the stuff that people are actually asking. So we'll go over here, keep doing. I think we're about done with the whole tour here. I mean, if you've been with us, I don't know how long I've been walking around here, but it's a pretty sizable facility. One of the things I'll share here is everybody has a tank. There's Jason. Jason, where's your tank?
My tank's being rebuilt.
It's being rebuilt. Oh, is it over there full? All right, well, I'll go over there. But Jason here had one of the best tanks ever. And then somebody convinced him to go lay asphalt for a living. He took it down, and it turns out we're way better to work here than asphalt. Actually, Jason here, man, is the man. He is our customer service manager here. And I can't think of a person I would rather work with more, man. He knows what I believe and gives it to you guys. And no BS about it, man. Just solves problems. Give him a call, he says. All right, awesome. So we got tanks all over the place here. You can see that it's just kind of like in all kinds of different forms and whatnot. Let me see if this little lens will make this one a little bluer. This guy's pretty blue, so let's see if it works. All right, I mean, he's got a mangrove on there. He's dripping a little deal down there. I mean, we got the whole thing. I wish it was a little more filmable with this lens, but in person, man, it's super, super, super cool. Just there's tanks everywhere. So anybody here wants a tank, boom, get a tank. Like no questions asked. We'll just find whatever you need to try to achieve, anything that you might want. I mean, for me, it's super important that DNA is reefing here. So like, we don't sell batteries or we don't sell, baseball hats or whatnot. We are really into reefing here. And so even like, any random person, purchasing agents never seen a reef tank. They want a reef tank, man, boom, you got one. And the people here will help you be successful with it. you know. And so, I mean, and we're doing all kinds of fun stuff. You know, what are you breeding here, man?
Dwarf seahorses, and then this is baby brine shrimp.
I mean, somewhere in here is dwarf seahorses, and there's baby brine shrimp that are going on here, man, because, you know, we just got every single little weird thing that we want to do here. All right, so awesome. We got, you know, another tank here. Vertex was one of the guys that was kind enough to set up tanks for, or give us tanks to begin with. So a lot of these cubes here from Vertex, you know, this is like what I call the triple hybrid, I guess. There's halides, there's T5s, there's even one of them Reef bright strips on here. So, you know, just trying out everything we can possibly try out. And I mean, we've got another nice tank over here. All right, man. Yeah, dude, I know. I haven't been over this tank in a little while, man. It's looking pretty sharp. You know, let me try this lens. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. No, you need more corals. I agree.
And racks.
And more coral racks. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? He's asking for more corals, but like he's got them piled up in racks here. You know, so like they're all over the place. But yeah, man, look at that. He's just doing super duper duper awesome with this thing, man. And you know, I used to. I mean, I still do. I have a one tank per cube rule that everybody just like violates terribly, and you know. I mean, it's just kind of a joke, really, because nobody ever listens to me. So we got a T5 LED hybrid here with the Reef Bright strip, you know, producing, you know, this kind of plug and play results, by the way. So T5 is pretty popular around here. And so I'm not going to leave this lens on because I'm going to go over here and see Zach for a second. Zach here has a T5 LED Reef Bright hybrid too. You know, this is one of those tanks that we talk a lot about, and you can see, granted, the lighting here is not the most perfect because the sun's shining on it, and it's kind of midday for this thing. There's only 2 of the lights that are on at this moment. But yeah, dude, he's doing really awesome. Zach does all the testing and whatnot on our tanks here. Charlie doesn't look like he's in. You know, he's got a tank here. Nicole. All right, that's Nicole's tank. This is your second tank, Nicole, right? Huh?
The first one I started.
Oh, the other one you were just given, right? Where's that? I'm gonna go find that guy. So, Nicole, how long you been here?
Over a year.
Over a year. How long was it before you had a tank?
It was right away.
Right away. Had you ever had a tank before?
Just fresh water.
Just fresh water. Yeah. I mean, we just do reef in here, man. So, you know, we just want to make sure that everybody's got a tank. Oh, it's too blue again. Cap it. All right. So, yeah, man, she's coming along. How long has this tank been up?
4 months.
4 months. All right. So, you know what? Reefing in the DNA. All right. It's one of my favorites over here, Nick. Nick is the nicest guy you've ever met in your whole life. And even better yet, he's the most fun guy you've ever met in your whole life. He does all of our wholesale stuff. What'd you say?
I'm on the phone with the customer.
Oh, he's on the phone with a customer. Well, so see how nice he is? All right, so this is one of his tank. He's a chronic violator of the 2-tank rule. So, you know, he's got one here. I have no idea what this mess is.
Fresh water.
It was fresh water. I mean, he's keeping it real, though. It's alive still. But look at this guy right here, man. He's got a look down here with all kinds of zoanthids and whatnot. I'm going to get out of his way because the poor guy's trying to do work. But, oh, my gosh. And then down here, I mean, it's plumbed into this thing. This guy actually used to have a tank here that was like his Pico. I mean, it was like this big of a square plumbed into a sump like that. It was pretty cool. So, hey, just reefing all over the place. The reefing doesn't stop there, man. We got terrariums here, you know. We have, oh, there he is, Randy. Oh my gosh. Yep, there he is. Oh, we're a little delayed. We're a little delayed here, but Randy, this is where he does the work. Yep. All right. And so he's got all of his mangroves here. And you got to turn one of these lights on, man, because nobody's ever seen anything quite like this.
See my Aptasia farm?
Aptasia farm. So we literally been trying to grow Aptasia here and try filefish and the nudibranchs and whatnot, and just kind of see what's going on. But like, look at that. You've probably never seen Aptasia quite like that. How's the coral even grow? Yeah, look at that fish. By the way, you probably haven't seen it, but there's just dogs all over this place. It was a rule at one point. At one point, you could bring your dog in like once a month if you wanted, and it was just like the 1-tank rule. And it turns out that nobody listens to me, so they just brought their dogs in every day. Nobody cares here. So it's a pretty dog-friendly place. You bring your dog in, do the work. There he is. Looking, Randy there. All right. This is Tex. Tex. Oh, by the way, Randy moved all the way up here. It's like, I don't know, those of you who don't know, moved all the way up here. Didn't even know that we were hiring or not. Just said, I'm going to work at this place, and we weren't hiring. So he picked up another job while he was here and waited for us to be available, and then came in. So that guy is aggressive. All right, this is Tex. Tex moved from Texas. His actual name is Thomas. I'm going to get out of his hair because he's trying to do orders here. But, you know, he's obviously got a tank, but he moved all the way up here, decided he wanted to come work with us, and just moved out of town. All right. And, man, this is the second to last tank. Oh, no, there's a couple more. All right. Oh, yeah, man, look here. Well, this tank actually here had a little setback recently when this is the one I talked to you about in the videos where the heater exploded and all the corals just kind of changed color and whatnot. But that was the heater that exploded in the water trough in the back. So this is one of the video aiding stations from Carlos. All right, and oh, this is purchasing. So purchasing. Steve never had a tank. Now he's got a little drop-off tank. Oh, there's Valerie. So Valerie does all of our marketing and whatnot. She's the person you talk to in the live streams and gets it all done. So there's Valerie. Kai is the reason that this live stream is even working to begin with. Does all of our tech stuff. Yep. I mean, this is like tech topless over here. And I'll tell you what, this tank, man, used to be awesome. And then you dose fluconazole to it, and I got to tell you, it just wipes out that huge colony. So up until this point, I would have told you that fluconazole was a pretty good idea. I'm going to tell you, in this super small cube, maybe not.
We
So,
tried a double dose. That was part of the problem.
they did a double dose. Well,
Yeah.
that was dumb. So, I mean, you learn every day. So you learn from this video. Don't do a double dose. That was stupid. But all the zoanthids and everything are doing real well. By the way, this was his first tank. He never had a tank in his entire life. And so you can see how big that colony had gotten. This was a super awesome tank for somebody who never, ever even tried. And a small tank. I think it was like 10 gallons or 12-gallon Peninsula or something like that. I mean, I'm not going to, this is a big board, all of the stuff that's going on. All right. So this is Thor here. Thor does all of our tech stuff. I mean, he does. He has a hammer. He has a hammer, Thor. He's like the best thing that ever happened to me, Thor. So, yeah. All right. Well, we got 2 more tanks, and I'm going to call it a day here. So this is one of those tanks that just kind of got passed around many times, little oval guy that just somebody's taking care of in here because it needs care, but this obviously is empty at the moment. And this was one of our old operation guys' tanks that, again, we just kind of take care of. This guy right here, this little naked clown. This guy, at my first IMAC, I mean, this must be like 15 years ago. I won him and his wife. Sadly, his wife passed away not too long ago, but or a couple years ago, rather. But he flew home in my lap. Has been in so many tanks I can't even remember, you know. So he's been a super duper awesome part of the journey for me. It was in my first 90 wave and has come along for the ride. So he's living in here, doing well. All right. And, you know, I'd love to tell you that my business partner loves reefing, but that just isn't the case. He loves getting orders out the door. So I love reefing and I'm super engaged in reefing. He loves making sure that you guys get your stuff on time. And he does have a tank in his office here, but Chad takes care of it for him. So he makes sure that Chad makes sure that it's staying alive. Hey, man. And all right, that's kind of the end of the tour here. So now you get to see, you know, just a little bit of, you know, what makes BRS and, you know, the kind of place that, you know, you're shopping with, or when you're watching those videos, you kind of see like what's happening in the background. So I don't know, what time is it now? It is 11:30. Oh man, that means that I'm going to see you in about a half hour. We're going to start giving away more orders. We're going to give away orders to YouTube. We're going to give away orders to Facebook. We're going to give away orders to just anybody who's a preferred reefer. Randy and I will be back at that station I just showed you. So I don't know. Again, hey, man, the little medallion here, 100,000 subscribers. I think there's about 150 now. You know, the next one's at 1 million. So come along with us. Hopefully we'll make that 1 million someday. And hopefully there'll be a new warehouse somewhere. You know, it's like it'll be 150,000 feet. And instead of the Mendelssohn years, it'll be the Sandberg years. And we'll have a brand new fun thing. So again, man, thank you all. Thank you. Follow us on all of our journey with all the different tanks, and I'll see you in about a half.